the Aaron Rodgers takes, the hot takes, it's out of control right now. The disrespect has gone too far. And we'll start off with Mike Tannenbaum. This is what he said on Get Up yesterday. Aaron Rodgers is going to be irrelevant by Thanksgiving, a non-playoff team, a 42-year-old quarterback. Okay. All right. The only thing you got right with this quote is that Rodgers will be 42 years old and he'll be playing quarterback. That's it. Aaron Rodgers is going to be irrelevant by Thanksgiving. This has less to do with Aaron Rodgers and more to do with when have the Steelers been irrelevant by Thanksgiving in Mike Tomlin's career as the Steelers head coach. When have we had a losing season? Like, just right there. So you think all of a sudden with Aaron Rodgers here, we're going to be irrelevant. Whereas Mike Tomlin has 18 years of this and has been everything but irrelevant. That's the one thing you could say about the Steelers over the last couple of decades with Tomlin at the helm. We're relevant. We're in the mix. We have stability. We have consistency. Over the last 7-8 years, we haven't won to the degree that we hold ourselves to. Like, the standard is the standard, right? But relevancy? Oh, we do that. We absolutely do that. So why, with us having Aaron Rodgers here, is that going to change? Like, we did it with Kenny Pickett, Mitch Trubisky, Mason Rudolph. We did it with Russ and Justin Fields last year. We did it with Matt Canada for several seasons of him being our offensive coordinator, a guy that is completely incompetent for the position. Why all of a sudden now we it seems like we're getting more buttoned up. It seems like we made upgrades across the board. Got Aaron Rodgers here. I think he should be an upgrade over what we had at quarterback last year. Made additions on defense, bolstered up the defensive line, traded for DK Metcalf. I think we got a more explosive running back room. The offensive line should be better than it has been in recent years. Like, how all of a sudden are we going to be irrelevant? Now, you could maybe question if we're going to reach the top of being AFC contenders. Like, that's what our ultimate goal is here with all these moves that we've been making. I guess you could question that. You could definitely question that. Because over the last 7-8 years of Tomlin being here and going through different quarterbacks, coordinators, personnel on offense and defense, we've been doing the same thing when it comes to being in the mix, making the playoffs, but then being one and done and getting blown out for the most part against contending teams and not really being legit contenders like we were hoping we were. If you want to question that, that's fine. I don't think that's going to be the case this year. I don't. I think this is going to be the year we get it right. I'll put it to you that way. I mean, I've been having that energy over the last couple months with, the thought that we're going to be getting Aaron Rodgers. I liked a bunch of these. I've been saying I've liked a bunch of the moves we've made on defense. I like what we're doing on offense. Another year of Arthur Smith should only help. We're taking a swing. And if it doesn't work out, if it collapses, it ends in disaster, then good. Then we reset in 2026 and we set sails for a new direction. We get our franchise quarterback in the 2026 draft, and we completely pivot. Like, it's gonna have to be a full rebuild. We're trading TJ, we're trading Minka, we're trading Cam. It's, you just know it's time. You know you hit your wit's end with how we've been operating over the last 4 or 5 years, because this is just another iteration of all right, time for a little reset in the offseason, and let's see if this one works. Because we go from Ben retires, drafting Kenny, signing Mitch, a couple years of that, rotating through those quarterbacks, Mitch, Kenny, Mason, and then it's like, wandering eye, let's try something else, like Russ on a vet min, trade for Justin Fields. That doesn't work out. Now it's like, this is it. This is it in terms of the turnover and just trying a bunch of new and different things. But, this couldn't be more wrong. In my opinion, this is just a hot take. This is just Tannenbaum hating on Aaron Rodgers. I don't know what he's got against Aaron Rodgers, just because it didn't work out with Tannenbaum's former team, the Jets. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, does Tannenbaum hold a soft spot in his heart for the Jets, even though like he wasn't really. I guess wasn't he the GM whenever they went to the AFC Championship with Sanchez? I guess he did have some success there, but ultimately, never won a Super Bowl, never won anything big there. Whenever he was in New York, so maybe he still holds a special spot in his heart for the Jets, and felt like Aaron Rodgers did the Jets wrong as opposed to the Jets doing Aaron Rodgers wrong for those last couple of years. This is where the disrespect hits a new level. So we got, I want to get the name right for who wrote this article. Henry McKenna for Fox Sports. He wrote an article. It's called The QB Stock Market. Pretty simple concept. He ranks the 32 starting quarterbacks, 1 through 32. And I guess this is going to be an ongoing thing. If it's a stock market, there's going to be quarterbacks that rise as the regular season goes on and quarterbacks that fall in his rankings list. So it's probably going to be a weekly thing. So he started it off here with having Aaron Rodgers in the basement for the most part, and says, this is the top headline: after Aaron Rodgers signing, Steelers nightmares just beginning. And he's got Rodgers at 26. Aaron Rodgers is the 26th best quarterback in the NFL. I'll list off all the quarterbacks in his rankings. We'll go 32-1 just to show you who he has underneath Rodgers and then who he's got ahead of him. And this is bad, man. This is embarrassing. He's got Joe Flacco at 32, Tyler Shuck at 31, Cam Ward at 30, Russell Wilson at 29, Anthony Richardson at 28. How do you have Anthony Richardson at 28? That's crazy. I would have Cam Ward and Russell Wilson above Anthony Richardson. That's crazy. I'd have Joe Flacco above Anthony Richardson. 27, Michael Penix. Then 26, Aaron Rodgers. Says, I just want to let myself get excited about DK Metcalf, Caleb Johnson, Jalen Warren, and Pat Freiermuth, and Broderick Jones, and I'd let myself if it wasn't for Aaron Rodgers. Okay. What? You should be more excited about those guys because of Aaron Rodgers, actually. Statement makes no sense. And then he says, it seems like folks in Pittsburgh breathed a sigh of relief when Rodgers signed. Finally, this nightmare is over. But that's not how it works with this version of Rodgers. The nightmare is just beginning. Okay. 28 touchdowns, 11 picks last year with the Jets, almost 4,000 yards. Now he's with a better organization. Now he's only going to be more healthy. All of a sudden, Rodgers is going to be a huge disaster. He's going to be a nightmare. Make it make sense. He's Justin Fields at 25, Trevor Lawrence 24, Bryce Young at 23, Kyler Murray 22, Caleb Williams 21. Like what? Drake May at 20, Geno Smith 19. A Rodgers, I don't like. Oh my God, like a Rodgers down year is better than anything Caleb Williams or Drake May did last year. Like Rodgers down year last year would be a positive season for Caleb Williams, Drake May. Rodgers down year, so-called down year, worst year last year, would be a Geno Smith, like, career year, essentially. If Geno Smith gets 4,000 yards, 28 touchdowns, 11 picks, you're saying, oh, wow, good season for Geno. Maybe he's making a Pro Bowl. My God. Same thing with Bryce Young, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields. You've got to be kidding me. Aaron Rodgers at 26, below these guys. He has 2 at 18. I mean, that's egregious. Sam Darnold, 17. CJ Stroud, 16. Brock Purdy, 15. Bo Nix at 14. What? Bo Nix, he is way too high. Jordan Love at 13. JJ McCarthy at 12. This is just where it gets stupid. He has JJ McCarthy at 12. Why? JJ McCarthy over Jordan Love, Bo Nix. Like, that's the JJ McCarthy ranking is less about Aaron Rodgers and just more like you have JJ McCarthy in a ridiculous spot on this list. You have him at 12 over Jordan Love, over Bo Nix even. I think JJ McCarthy long term is going to be better than Bo Nix, but after Bo Nix rookie season, what? Make it make sense. Brock Purdy, CJ Stroud. Holy hell. Dak Prescott at 11. That's too high to begin with. Justin Herbert at 10. Baker Mayfield 9. Stafford at 8. That's low for Stafford. Jared Goff at 7. That's too high for Goff. Jaden Daniels at 6. Jalen Hurts at 5. Lamar Jackson 4. Josh Allen 3. At 2, Joe Burrow. And 1, of course, Patrick Mahomes. This is just an egregious list, man. All around. Where Rodgers should be, and I've talked about this. We reacted to the tier rankings a couple weeks ago. I forget who it was. Someone did a tier rankings list. Was it Albert Breers? Someone does an annual. Mike Sando, maybe. I can't remember who it was off the top of my head. But they do this annual tier rankings, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4. I think it went up to 6 tiers. And Aaron Rodgers hadn't signed yet, so they didn't include Rodgers. They included Mason. But I even talked about there where I would have Rodgers in relation to everyone else. And I was like, man, you could argue last year he was between a top 10 to probably top 15 quarterback all the way through. Because we talk about the stats and how he had, almost 4,000 yards, 28 touchdowns, 11 picks. Those yards and those touchdowns are in the top 7 or 8 for each respective category. Like he was top 7 or 8 in both passing yards and passing touchdowns last year. But if you watch the games, he could have played better. The Jets could have won a few more games. Like there were spots where he did let the Jets down. Don't get it completely wrong, or don't completely make it seem like he was the victim in the Jets situation last year. Like he played his role, but still, like he was like a top 15 quarterback. Like if you put him on most other teams last year, they have a winning record. They're at least in the playoff hunt. If he just does the season that he had last year with the Jets, it's just that he was playing with the Jets and they are a dumpster fire. So he was top 15. I think that's fair, at least top 15. But now, again, he's going to a better organization, way more structure, and he's going to be healthier. Like he was knocking off the rust of that Achilles early on in the 2024 season, and he got better as the season went on. Ended with the 4 touchdowns against the Dolphins. I think his last, 5 or 6 weeks, his touchdown interception ratio was very, very solid. So I would grade him. Going into this season, I think you give the man benefit of the doubt. If we're talking about him last year being like top 15, he's Aaron Rodgers, better situation, should be healthier. You give that dude benefit of the doubt. You're talking about him being top 10-ish heading into the season. They got Dak Prescott at 11. Like Rodgers is over Dak. Jordan Love at 13. That's around the range. Like, yeah, it's like 10 or 11. I'd have Rodgers over Baker. Have him over Goff. And they got Baker at 9, Goff at 7. I'd have Stafford higher. They got Stafford at 8. I'd have him at either like 5 or 6. I think he's right after Jaden Daniels, Stafford, like that list. Like that next tier of like Jalen Hurts, because you know the big 4: Mahomes, Lamar, Joe Burrow, and Josh Allen. Whatever order you want to put them, that's the big 4. And then you got 5, 6, 7 combination of Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels, Stafford, however you want to organize that. Then after that, you're talking like Jordan Love, like Aaron Rodgers, Herbert. I'd probably have Herbert next, and then maybe Love, Rodgers, tied for that like 8th or 9th spot after Herbert. That would make most sense to me. And yeah, then after that, you got like Brock Purdy, CJ Stroud. That's how I would organize it. Rodgers is top 10-ish. Bottom of the top 10 heading into this season. Yeah, unless he stinks up the joint, then we'll move him out of the top 10. But I'm going to give the dude benefit of the doubt. Coming off of a, top 15-ish type of season last year. Better situation, Super Bowl champion, 4-time MVP. I think he still got it. Can make every throw. Should be healthier. I mean, if you see some of those OTA clips, or not OTA clips, the minicamp clips, the dude's moving. You see him do some of those play actions, the handoffs to the running back. Like he's bootlegging out, man. He's wheeling. Watch out. Watch out. But that's it for today's show. The disrespect is getting stupid already with Rodgers. Tannenbaum, clearly a hater. Henry McKenna for Fox Sports, clearly a hater. At 26. You got to be kidding me. Didn't even give a good explanation. Not at all. Over dramatic. Seemed like folks in Pittsburgh breathed a sigh of relief when Rodgers signed. Finally, this nightmare is over, but that's not how it works with this version of Rodgers. The nightmare is just beginning. Yeah. Okay. Bryce Young. He is Bryce Young over Aaron Rodgers. He's Caleb Williams, Drake May over Aaron Rodgers. What? Absolutely crazy. But all right, that's it for the show. I'm going to log off. I had enough of the Rodgers disrespect. Enjoy your weekend. Stay chilling. I'll be back, as always, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week, 6 p.m. Stop through. Here we go, Steelers. Peace.